All right, brethren. All right. Thank you, Creator. Another opportunity to do my best. Hold on a second. To try to be a light while I'm in this reality, and I thank you for it, Creator. Elijah, brother, good to see you. Thank you for joining me, and anybody else that joins some video that comes in to listen to the video. I hope that I can say something that'll encourage you, that will bless you really to redeem the time. That's one of the big messages of my video. Why I like to try to do these videos is, I have a couple of themes, constant reminders, things that I talk about pretty much. Um, One of them is to redeem the time. To redeem the time. What the Creator has done to us, giving us a reality where we're in the body on the earth. The more you learn, the more awesome, whatever a good word for amazing, incredible. As you learn what it's all about, you realize you spiritual and you look for the Creator and you learn what it's all about, what it is that's most important. It's all inspiring, it's mind blowing, it's a challenge, it's undescribable what the Creator, it's undescribable what's going on even at this very moment that we speak. First of all, let me go to the Creator and ask him to look at the video, to anoint it, and to help me to share the things that he has me sharing. So, Creator, Eoe, thank you for this opportunity to have this video. And my objective is just to share with brethren so that they redeem the time, so that they would overcome themselves and ascend into their highest spiritual grade possible. That's my whole purpose. I believe for my life to try to take part in this incredible work. I know I'm not worthy of that, but I thank you for the opportunity to try. I just thank you for the opportunity to at least try to do what little I can to try to make a difference just to do my part. I read the other day in your word where you said that we all have a responsibility to one another to fulfill the calling that you have given us. And so, Jehovah, I pray for anyone that comes in the room and that they can be blessed, they can get edification. My brethren, faithists scattered all over the world, that you'll help us to redeem the time, to grow in our spirit, and to become the highest, to fulfill the spiritual grade, and the calling that you have created us to be. And so I'm just asking for help, believing that you'll help me if I ask you. And so the reading tonight and the soul confirmations, I'm asking that you would glorify yourself, that you manifest them things and infuse them into our soul and our consciousness, and that we could benefit from the things that the soul confirmations and any other things that you teach us and tell us to do, that not only um, that we practice these things, but we also are able to do these things. Creator, I pray for Cosmin Day and the change in the global consciousness concerning you, that the events of the world, that people will see that time, the old system, the old way of doing things, that is that time is up, and that it's time for the new system, where we become, where the kingdom of men, they become a brotherhood, where we do away with the selfish, the vainglorious kingdom, the self-focused kingdom, and we come into the benevolent kingdom, the true kingdom, brotherhood of man, that from what I can see, what I understand is Cosmin Day, which is also power from on high, is reunification with the angels of the I think it's Etheria. So I just pray, Creator, that you'll give me patience and endurance to share your word and to speak righteously to my brethren. And I thank you. And brethren, my name is Jaquab Ben Israel. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, this is a channel where I like to try to speak to other like-minded brethren who are called faithists, who can subscribe to the OAHSPE guidebook. These are brethren who very, very special people in the world. And at the moment, and actually for hundreds of years now, we have been very unknown. We are scattered. We are global. And we are very, very few, man. You know, make sure the screen is where you can read the soul confirmations if you want. So welcome to my channel. If you go to the description area, there's also a list of my brethren who also are faithists, and you can listen to their channels, and you can we have different approaches to the creator. Creators put different spirits in brethren to give you all kinds of angles in which to hear, to which to listen to his revealed word, which we, meaning Vedas, hold to be the OAHSPE practical guidebook. And it is it's a compendium of writings recently given to a person in the 1800s who was given to a man. He translated it, and it was anointed. And anyone who reads it, who is meant to be called to begin your spiritual journey right now, you should easily be able to hear it. You should easily be able to hear it. One of the more important things about that word is that it calls you out of religion. It calls you to take on yourself, meaning to overcome ourselves. That's really one of the main themes of those who call themselves faithists. We have to really take on ourselves. We have to overcome ourselves. Now, that's a fight that not too many people want. That's a fight where a lot of brethren, and I say brethren, that will not take on that fight. That is when you're talking about dealing with yourself, when you talk about, overcoming the inclinations of the self in a world that teaches you to minister to yourself, to glorify yourself, to please yourself, to look out for yourself, then you can get an idea of how tough a calling the creator really has called all of us to. And this ministry here, this room here, my room, it's really a room for people who can see like hundreds of years into the future, really. Hundreds of years into the future. And place yourself hundreds of years into the future where you can live in that reality. You know what? You know that you'll be in the spirit, and you know that you'll be benefiting off of the things and the choices that you make in the earth on this reality right now. And that's another thing that's that's a hard sell. That's a very hard sell to the current reality. So, but there are brothers and sisters who take on that challenge. They're meant to take it on. And not only do they take it on, but they succeed. And I consider myself to be one of those people who have been called to take on that challenge to overcome myself, and I seem to have the type of spirit where I like to share what the Creator's showing me and how He's blessed me, how He helps me. And I think that I'm able to see Him that way, and then I can turn around and I could run and tell you what things that He's shown me and taught me, and it may help you one way or the other. And that's my whole agenda right there. Really, that's the kingdom of light right there, where you got people who they're trying to benefit one another. They're trying to benefit one another. And again, in a reality such as ours, where you're taught from the very start, that the only thing that matters is what you can accomplish for yourself. I mean, even from a young age, people are taught to prepare for when you retire. People are taught even from a young age to prepare for retirement. As soon as you begin to your working years, you'll be going to work around people who have been there for a while, and at some point you will hear them talk about when they retire. You hear that phrase a lot, when they retire, and they got to figure out in their pension how much it's going to be and what they're going to do and where they're going to go. And this channel here, I have to say, man, it is not for everybody, because I don't run away from things that the Creator says that they hurt my feelings, and they're bound to hurt your feelings as well. I mean, this word, it do cut, man, because the Oahspe, it doesn't put you at ease if you're not given to using a little sweat equity into overcoming yourself. And it's amazing, because I've never been one to to be honest, I've never liked to work at anything in this world, because, well, it don't matter why, but I just believe that for some reason I've just never liked to apply myself very stringently in order to try to make it in this reality. I just feel like life is too short. And but it's a funny thing, because when it comes to spirituality, I just get it. I just get a kick out of, I'll be, just reading or thinking, and then look up and the day is done. And I've been at it for a whole day or even more, and into the night. And I think that's the way it is with this word, with those who are like-minded. When you hit your stride, man, there's nothing better than that. Meaning when you get connected with what really, really resonates with you, I can't really I can't think of anything better than that. And I look at it, I don't even look at it as, well, you get the idea. So, like I was saying, this I don't run from things that I read in the Oahspe, and I don't think that it's beneficial to try to hide there, because there are some things, there's some, you read and you see that the Creator, He knows men, He knows our hearts, and He doesn't. What's a good word for compromises? He doesn't seem to compromise the things that He shares with us. and you have to know that it's for our own benefit, that the things that the creator is sharing is 100 times, 1,000 times more beneficial than what it seems like right now. Matter of fact, I remember in the Bible it talks about chastening, how no chastening is pleasant. It says something like there's no chastening during the present, or what does it say? It says no chastening is pleasant, like while it is happening, but yet afterwards it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness. And it's the same way for faithists in us in our journey, and beginning our and traveling on our spiritual journey. Every day you wake up, there you are. You're in the body, and you have to do battle that day against the thoughts and the feelings and the things that you see, and bring them into submission to the will of the creator. So again, that's a tough sell. Well, I don't want to say I'm sorry to have to tell you. Somebody's got to tell it. Somebody's got to tell it. Somebody should tell it. I want to know if something applies to me, and you know what I mean? You get my drift? I want to know if there's something that I need to is going to affect me later on. You know, I want to at least know about it so that I can prepare myself. That should make sense. So anyway, I have a couple of rooms, or not, I have a couple of rooms, but there are a couple of rooms for anyone who is spiritual and you want to learn more about the things that I'm talking about on video. Then let me introduce you to these rooms. Now, here's my mom's ministry right here, and food ministry. Now, a good sister contacted me, dear sister, and she sparked an idea in my mind that I should share. This good sister wanted to donate to the ministry, and I told her, no, I don't accept donations, but the purpose of this ministry right here is to target disabled, elderly, and the young, orphans. And if a brother or sister comes into contact with someone and they are in need, then I certainly can be contacted. I can certainly be contacted, man, to help out, to pitch in whatever way. I certainly can be contacted. There's my contact information right there. You can get a hold of me, and I will certainly jump in. And I know how it is. Creator, he put me in that situation. He seems to say in his word that he wants us to be our brother's keeper, man. That's the kingdom right there. When preparing yourself to be your brother's keeper, that's the whole kingdom. Do you know that's the kingdom right there? Everywhere you read Oahspe, he's telling you, historically and contemporaneously and futuristically, what the kingdom is and what his desire is for man and why he made him. Is to be your brother's keeper, man. And this reality is really a bunch of practice. Practicing your mind, making your mind obey your will to do what the creator has outlined in his word. That's really that's what it is right there. And, you envy some people, they got it naturally giving, naturally, servants at heart, not looking for fanfare, not looking to blow a trumpet and, hey, look what I'm doing. They naturally got it, man. This world is kind of a trip sometimes because there are people who they naturally got it, but then they don't want to read. They don't want to learn. They don't want to elevate in their spirit about the creator, but they got that natural ability to be selfless. And it's puzzling, It's very puzzling, man. There are lots of people like that in the world. They don't want to take advantage of I think they may, who knows what they feel, there's a lot of confusion out here, and people don't want to get involved with that, but Creator, he says in the Oahspe, he talks about people who are like that, where they just naturally they naturally fit the Creator, the Oahspe. They naturally fit, man. Brethren like me got to really, really work at overcoming the self, and and not trying to be charitable. Brethren like me, I got to work at it. But I think once you get that inertia going, once you get that body in motion, that's where the key is right there. And then it's all downhill from there. We want to make the kingdom, man. We want to make the resurrection. We want to make the resurrection, man. Again, we're people who we're able to look into the future. And you should really give thanks for that. You brethren, if anybody's listening to me, you should give thanks, man. Because we don't live in a world that considers that. So here's my food ministry. You cannot donate anything to me, but I desire, if a brethren, they know of somebody to be you can contact me, or you have something that you have something going and you need a brother to join in with you and help you in your ministry. So there's my information. Here's my room where you can on Facebook. I don't recommend my room. No, I recommend Brother Omian's rooms. His rooms are bigger and chances of more people to share from the Oahspe. So here's the other room, Brother Omian's room, where you could go, send a brother a friend invite. He can bring you in. And then here's his other room where you can send him a friend invite, and then he'll bring you in, and then you can take part in things that, the sharing that goes on in the room. Now, I'm going to go look at some verses and that I have shared in my room that before I do the soul confirmations, Now, let me see. Here's something I shared last night. I'm constantly I find that the Creator has given me this desire to look at the world so I can learn. Important thing, I think, is to learn, man. To see, it helps me to validate the Creator's words. It helps me to confirm it. It helps me to verify it. And when you find out the Creator is telling you the truth and knows what he's talking about so far as what goes on men's hearts, that locks you in to his word right there. At least for me. For some other people, it may be different. You may be a Suis or a Sargis. That's a person who can deal in the unseen and the mysteries of spirituality. I think that we all have a way that we could tap into our spirituality so that we can complete the journey, complete our mission. Now, this is one of those verses where the Creator, the logic of his word, man, a lot of times his logic is just impeccable. If you sit and think about it, the logic of the Creator's word, man. It's I don't even know how to describe it, man. It's spiritual. Now here's something that I shared the other day from the Oahspe, and it says earthly desire and abstract or per se by indulgence in begetting man shall be bound after death. Now that's saying that whatever we give ourselves to, it'll stay with you into the spiritual. Whatever we give ourselves to, earthly desire and abstract or per se by indulgence in begetting shall be bound after death. Now, the thing that really is sad, I'm going to share something real quick. The brother that I'm talking to, and right now he's incarcerated, he asked me a good question. He said, so you mean the whole world's deceived? Because I was telling him about the beast kingdom. We talked a little bit about religion, and just talking to him about Christianity, Mohammedanism, Hinduism, Buddhism, that sort of thing. And I was telling him that there's a great, great deception. There's a great deception in our reality. And a lot of it goes to the testing of brethren who are sons and daughters to see whether we can overcome it, because the objective is to redeem the time, to elevate so that the Creator can see who his sons and daughters are. Now, all men are his sons and daughters, but it's like we have to have a way to be tested. One of those ways is if you really desire to hear the Creator's voice, then there must be some opposition to overcome in order to do it. It's the same way in love. And the women that I've been able to date, they want to know if you really love them. Why can't the Creator be the same way? So he gives us life, and because he asked me a lot of questions, this brother who's incarcerated, it's time for the soul confirmations. He says, he has a lot of questions basically around why things are the way they are. Why doesn't the Creator just like make it easier? Because he was asking me, like, how did you come into this information? How do you know what you're hearing from is the truth? And basically I was just telling him, like, brother, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. That's the best way I can put it. When the student is ready, the teacher appears, man. And that's something only you can determine. You got to decide whether you are ready for the teacher. Some people, they may hear this thing. It's time for the soul confirmation. I'm going to see if I can pick it up after I do the soul confirmations. See if I can pick up where I left off after the soul confirmations. So actually, we're on a very short one today. My soul abides serene. Anyone new coming into the room, read this right here. Read this right here, the left-hand side of the screen here. And then just read it slowly. It's talk to you about your soul. It's telling you how to build it up. It's telling you how to develop it. It's telling you the importance of it. It's telling you how to make it work for you, how to tap into it. See, this is what we're reading right here. We're reading it and repeating it at the beginning of the video and at the end of the video. We're reading and repeating. We're reading and repeating and reading and repeating. Because this is how, in the Bible it says, prepare ye the way of the Lord. That should be translated, prepare ye the way of the Creator. Because one of the things that we've been taught, see, we know that we need to prepare ourselves for the eventual shift in reality, meaning from the kingdom of man to the kingdom of the Creator, kingdom on earth as it is in heaven. We got to prepare our minds. And a lot of these soul affirmations, they help you. It should help you to see how we have been in great darkness up till now, up until the time really that Oahspe came out. So read that and it'll give you an idea, help you catch up to where we are right now, why we doing these soul confirmations. So the one we doing today is this one right here. Very, very short. I think we've already done this, but I lost my place. And so I'm, but it's all right to say it again, to repeat it again. It's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Are we going to say this 3 times together on 3? Okay. Okay. 3 times together on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. My soul abides serene. Again, 1, 2, 3. My soul abides serene. One more time. 1, 2, 3. My soul abides serene. So there you have it. Soul confirmation for January 20, 2025. We're going to do it again at the end of the video. Oh, hey, Nazarene Assine Faithis. If you listen to this video, happy born day, bro. Happy born day, brother. Happy born day, brother. All right, so let me get back to that thing that I was where was I? What I was talking about? I was showing some verses. And I was sharing about the brother, he's incarcerated right now. And he's asking, I won't really know where he really stands until after he gets out. Really won't know until whether he's really serious or not, or whether or not he's just suffering from jailhouse remorse. A lot of brethren, they get locked up, they get jammed up, and then they want to all of a sudden it gets spiritual all of a sudden, and so I won't really know his sincerity until he gets out. And I hope that he wants to make a turn. Some brethren, they see the light, and they choices and not making any they want to turn from corporeality, from carnality, and and some brethren do, some brethren don't. So he said, how'd you find out about this? How'd you find out about Oahspe and this word? And I basically told him, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I share with him what that meant. When you're ready to do battle with yourself, when you know inside your heart, you're ready to take on yourself and make changes. When you're ready to start training up your soul, when you're ready to seek the Creator from the inside, then the Creator, he'll show up. He'll influence you in the way of righteousness. He'll influence you. You may get beat up. You may get beat up in the sense that you may go down some crooked roads, go up, go down, left, right. I know that's been my experience, but as long as you don't give up, man, see, that's a beautiful thing. As long as you don't give up, and I like to refer back. I like to, as you know by now, look at earthly situations. I know that when you're dealing with, say, a brother's dealing with a sister, or a man's dealing with a woman, and you approach her, she's not going to, chances are, you're not going to get very far if you're a guy and you're prone to giving the first drop of the hat, you give up. You know what I mean? Some problem, some, disagreement, some dispute, and then, you give up. You want to break up. You don't want to try to see it through. And then she's got to be the one to glue it back together. And after a while, she's going to stop. And if you don't have any stick-to-itiveness, the situation ain't going to last, man. And that sister or that woman, she's going to find out very quickly that you don't have any stick-to-itiveness. You don't got any stick-to-itiveness. And that's what you need in a situation, in a relationship. Stick-to-itiveness. I mean, I look at married couples, and man, I'd really take my hat off to them, the things they got to go through, and they come up and look each other in the face every morning, and same way with the Creator, man. That's why he commends married couples, because they seem to have some sort of advantage, some sort of benefit when it comes to spirituality, having to deal with the spouse and then with children, because it's a lifetime of self-abnegation. It calls for a lifetime of self-abnegation, meaning you got to be selfless, giving and doing for others. And the Creator, he commends that. And so it's the same way as, I mean, he does not compromise his standard for single brethren when he tells us that we have to be selfless as well. And you got to have stick-to-itiveness. Sometimes you have to take it on the chin and you got to come back. The flesh one day gives it to you on the chin and you got to be able to bounce back. You got to have stick-to-itiveness. I mean, that's like a principle. Stick-to-itiveness, man. Stay with it. You're going to look up and it's all going to be in the past. It's all going to be in the past, man. I remember when I was in the military and this sister was getting ready to retire. And I had already been out of the military and I ran into her again. And she said, "See, Kurt, you should have stayed with it. You should have stayed with it." Meaning you should have retired. Now she has a pension for life. She did her 20 years. But what she didn't know, well, I won't go into that story, is I won't even, I digress. She didn't know what happened to me, why I had to leave the military. But I saw her point though, stick-to-itiveness. Stick-to-itiveness, man. And the Creator is going to find out. So these words I'm saying, they apply to me too. Just because I have this ministry and I have videos and I'm not home free. I have to keep it up. I have to endure. That's the thing that the Creator, that He commends, when you can endure. And in this walk, in this situation, we got to endure people. We got to endure, all kind of things that go against our vibration. Let me see. We got somebody in the room. Groovy kind of love. Groovy kind of love. What is Oahspe? Right now, it's my very first time hearing it. Oh, really? Oh, well, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Here, you know what? You might want to do, Groovy. You might want to join one or two of these rooms right here on Facebook. This is one of the rooms right here. And that's where we share from the Oahspe. Now, the Oahspe is what's called a practical guidebook. Here's one room. Here's another room where you can go to on Facebook, send a friend invite. And there's lots of brethren we're fellowshipping together. Now, the Oahspe is the latest revelation from the Creator. And I want to be careful in what I say to you because I don't know where you're at in your spirituality. But it was given to us for a reason. Okay? You got to remember that. It was given to us for a reason. That's because the Creator, meaning the Creator is not the Creator. We use that term a lot. If you keep fellowship with us, you'll hear us say that a lot. The Creator creates gods. He creates everything. The Creator is above gods. The Creator. That should make sense. And He has given us, He says this about Himself. I mean, the Creator is not flesh and blood, but the Creator is spirit, omnipresent, everywhere at once. The Creator. And He says, let me see, Groovy says, I believe in Yahuwah and His Son, Yahusha, and the Holy Spirit. Well, we got some learning to do, Are you saying that when you pray to them? You pray to Yahuwah and His Son? Are you an Israelite? Are you a Hebrew Israelite? Because I was one. Hebrew Israelite. See, one of the things that when you read the Oahspe, you learn. You want to talk to me? Groovy. You want to come on the channel? There's a way for you to come on the channel. I can put the link in the room. You can click on it. Then we can talk to one another if you want to, as long as you, come in peace and sincerity. Oh, follower of the way. I've heard of the way, but I don't know of their, what the tenets of their faith is. I mean, we could have a lot in common. So if you feel like you want to come on and have a talk and we could talk about what questions you have, feel free. Just click on that link. I'll bring you on. So the thing with the Oahspe, the way it separates itself is because it exposes the Bible. Number one, it really exposes the Bible. It exposes who wrote it. It exposes the guy. Oh, okay, you're at work. Okay, well, just listen in, and I'm here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And if you want, go to the description area, and there are some brethren who will do an even greater, they'll do a far better job than me explaining things to you. So far as what I am talking about, I've known about Oahspe for about a year now, and the brethren in my description box, they have been at it for many years. See? So you can copy and paste it. And this is important too. You're here, and this is a very unknown channel. I'm not surprised at all that the creator is, and my other brethren, their channels as well, very, very unheard of, very, very obscure. Nobody knows about us. Very, very little attention given to the message we carry, although the creator says that the message we are carrying will cover the earth. And we are in the embryonic stage right now where things, they go through the same process. They're very obscure, and then the manifestation of the truths that are being proclaimed start to happen. And then people find out that the whole time this truth, it was going right by them. But if you're meant for this word, you should be able to hear it, Groovy. If you're meant to hear this, then it should come easy to you. It should come easily to you. The things that the creator says, it should resonate quickly with the inside, with your spirit, with your soul. So that is the blessing behind what the creator, what he has given us in this day and age. I mean, a time had to come when the change was going to have to come. And when I say change, what I mean by that is even as we speak, we're awaiting the manifestation of what the Oahspe calls the Cosmon Day, Kosmon, where there is a manifestation of the things that right now we are presently talking about and sharing in the Oahspe. You can also, if you're still there, Groovy, you can also go online. You can also, matter of fact, I wonder if I could put the link in the room. You can get the PDF version of the Oahspe, the Oahspe. You can get the PDF version online. And then, you can go through and check it out that way. If I were you, when I'm talking to brethren about the Oahspe, always tell them, get a hold of it and then read the glossary first. Okay, let me see. You got a question. You say, I'm listening. Do you believe in the Son? I'm trying to understand what your faith is. Well, it's probably not going to come to you in this little time that we're on, discussing it on the channel right here. Number one, you got to dedicate a little time to listening to the things that we talk about. Again, let me make sure I remind you to go to the description area and choose one of them brethren as well. Listen to how they present the Oahspe. I mean, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to also share with you, but I want you to have the benefit of other brethren as well. So you say, do you believe in his son? Now, if you're talking about Jesus Christ, I could say some things that are going to really, really bother you. Okay. And I'm not interested in turning you off to the message that I'm trying to share. And so I will say this, that if you are worshiping, if you are worshiping a deity or an idol, if you're worshiping a deity or an idol, then the Oahspe says that you are not worshiping the creator. Okay. Now that's pretty heavy to say, because I used to be a worshiper of Jesus Christ. Hey, Elizabeth, sister, good to see you. So I used to be a worshiper of Jesus Christ. I used to be a Hebrew Israelite, and I found out that it was idolatry. It was worshiping a deity. Now, that's where, Groovy, you really have to decide that you're going to spend a little time. See, this is not something I can give to you in a few minutes. This is something where you're going to, if you really if you sincere, you have to dedicate a little time to what we're going to, what we will share with you. The whole world worships, the majority of the world is involved in worshiping something that is a deity or an idol. And that's anything that was born of a woman. When you pray, if you are praying to anything born of a woman, I'm just trying to make it easy, then you are under a great, great, great deception. Under a great deception. So I'm just trying to simplify for. Hey, Snap. All right. Good to see you. Now you're here. Good to see you. Good to see you. So Groovy, I'm addressing Groovy kind of love right now. She says she's new to the Oahspe, and I guess she just found the room by accident, and which is really no coincidences. But so I'm just trying to address her, and I'm trying to be very, very tactful because she's in a delicate situation right now. Nazreen, brother. So let me see. Groovy says, I pray to the Father, our creator. Are you talking? See, let me just try to say it like this, because I'm going to move on in the video. I'm going to do something called the reading. And let me just try to do it like this, Groovy. Number one, dedicate a little time to coming into the room. My video, or go to the description area, copy and paste one of them brethren into YouTube, or try to find a fellowship like what I've got on the screen here and ask questions. But whatever you do, don't sell yourself short, because it's a lot I could tell you, and we only have a short time. And if you really sincere, then if you realize that your soul is at stake, when you're talking about spirituality, you should want to dedicate as much time as you need to get the answers that you're looking for. Now, I can answer your questions. You say, like, I pray to the Father, our Creator. Is that the Father of the Bible that you're talking about? Is this God the Father that you're talking about? Which God? I mean, which Father are you talking about? Does he have a name? You say Yahuwah or Yeshua. So I'm imagining you talked about the God of the Old Testament. Am I correct? Are you talking about the God of Israel of the Old Testament? See, these are questions that I need you to answer, and then I can, I can give a better answer. Now, if you are a worshiper of the God of the Bible, if you're a worshiper of the God of the Bible, you got big problems. Okay? I don't mean to be harsh. By no means. Okay? Please, by no means, but I'm here to tell you that the Creator has a plan. He's working it. He knows that people will take the easy way. They will not sit down and read for themselves and look for him and search for him. And he allows people, he's allowed religion, which is Christianity, Mohammedanism, Hinduism, and Buddhism. Okay, you say there's only one true Creator. Okay. Is the Bible his word? Is that the word of the Creator? Let me just ask you that. If I wanted to find the Creator, do I go to the Bible? Groovy kind of love. Do I go to the Bible in order to find the Creator? Okay, that's cool. Maybe I'll let Ace and that deal with you. Looks like she's starting to answer, and then I can go on with my video. If you could come on and you want to talk, Groovy, if you want to come on and we can have a conversation, I would love to. I would love that. But if you're at work right now and kind of tied up, then I'm not going to be of much benefit to you, because when you're preoccupied, then it's no good. You're not going to really be able to follow me, Okay, you say the Bible's been compromised. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. See, all this is coming out now in this day and age, because the time has come for the kingdom of light to come on earth as it is in heaven. The time has come. We've been under a great deception. A great, great deception. At one time, Christianity, Mohammedanism, Buddhism, and these were all good at one point, but then they were compromised by men. They were compromised. That's why when you look at the world, what do you see? You see war in the name of Christianity, Catholicism, Mohammedanism, Buddhism, Hinduism. That's the fruit of the beast kingdom, the Oahspe calls them. You look at an animal in the animal kingdom, and what's the first thing they do when they see one another? They try to eat one another. The beast devours. That's what religion has done. And people don't know that you have been under deception until after you are born in the spirit and you go to the God that you worship. Now, I'm just trying to give you a summary because your time is limited, and it's really not fair to you. When it comes to your soul, I would say to anybody, if you got questions and you find you are legitimate and sincere with your questions, I would move everything out of the way so I could sit and, like if you have questions, I would move everything out of the way until I had my questions answered. Because Groovy, your soul is way more important than anything you do in this reality. And that means, it could be that the creator is really, he's really, working on your vibration to get you. I mean, the number one thing I think that you need to do is learn about what the beast kingdom is. Because I think the priority for you is to get a good understanding on the God that you say you worship. You say, honestly, everything has been compromised. Yeah, that's true. Okay, you don't identify as a Christian. All right. I'm a follower of the way. I'm trying my best to keep the laws of Yahuwah. Now, you bringing me back to who do you worship? See? All I know right now is that you worship Yahuwah. And I'm asking you, well, is this someone who is this the God of the Old Testament? See, I'm just trying to whittle it down to where you're at. The number one issue that I see with you right now is we got to look at the God you're worshiping. Who do you say it is in your mind? Because you don't want to run in vain. See, I could get deep with you, and I could say, hey, Mahalia, all right. Now we got Mahalia here. All right. Everybody's checking in now. Okay, Groovy. Okay, you say the creator of everything. All right. The only God. Again, are we talking about the God of the Old Testament? You know what I mean? Let me see. Asa says, check this out. Let me show that on the screen. She says, he will answer a lot of your questions. His name, Selah. Okay. Yeah, he's in the description area. So I can answer your questions too. It's just that if you are tied up right now, Groovy, if you're tied up, it's not going to be much benefit to you. I mean, I'm going to keep talking to you as long as you're interested. But it ain't going to really do you much benefit until you can really sit down and devote some of yourself. You say the creator of everything. He's the only God, the creator of the whole world, universe, mankind. Okay, yes, Old and New Testament. Okay, that's the problem that we got to deal with right there. See, that's the problem right there. So we got the problem identified right now is that you're talking about the God of the Old and New Testament. See, now we got to deal. That's the problem we got to deal with now. Because you're telling me that you subscribe to some things that you absolutely wouldn't agree with if I were to put questions to you. See, that's all I can say. You got to subscribe. You got Groovy. All I can say is that when you get time, I mean, again, I could tell you, I could answer you, but unless you can devote time, because really, I should pick up the PDF of the Oahspe right now and just forget about the reading and just go to the Oahspe on the PDF. If you can dedicate the time to sit and listen, that's what I would do. I just wouldn't do the reading. I'll just go to the, as long as you're sincere and you really want to know, I'll certainly give you the time that you give me. You can even call me on the phone, and we could talk then. And I'll hang out with you till the cows come home if you're really sincere. Here, I'll even put my number in the chat where you can call me if you want to. Maybe you don't have time now. Maybe in the future you will have time and you'll want to sit and talk and ask me all kinds of questions, or anybody else, maybe Asenath. I recommend her really over anything I say. You know, I recommend her. You know, the sister right there. Or really any of these people, Mahalia, Elijah, Nazarene, any of these brethren here, really, that you see in the room. You know, Elizabeth, I trust them over myself, really. Because, like I said, I've been in it for a year. But if you want to talk to me, let me put my number. I'll put it in the room right now. And then if you get time, you can call me day or night. I almost never sleep anyway. And I'm out here in California. You can call me day or night. And I mean that. 3 o'clock in the morning, and watch, I'll pick up. The only problem is I'm in a power chair. And if I'm in the restroom and the phone is in another part of the apartment, I might not get to you in time. You know what I mean? So let me see. She says, I can call you after work tonight. Okay, I get off at 11:30. All right, call me then. And we'll talk all night, all morning, as long as you're interested. And if you sincere, you know, I would love, but like again, I prefer really, you know, that one of these sisters in here, you know, like especially Asenath, she's got a lot of good, you know, abilities. So I recommend any of them before I recommend myself, but I'll certainly do it, you know. And then let me see. She says, so that'll be 8:30 for you. Yeah, it doesn't matter again what time that you know, you check in with me. It don't matter. I consider myself a 24/7 ministry. I'm retired anyway, so I don't have to work. Let me see. Elijah says, Brother Selah, Malachi, honor and humility. Yeah. Cosmic Cal, give great explanations and will help further your understanding as well. So you got a lot of resources, Groovy. You got a lot of resources, man. And I'm thrilled you checked in. Boy, am I thrilled, man. You know, I'm thrilled. It seems like you may be ready. When the student is ready, the teacher appears, you know, and this is a different kind of truth. So you got my number, and you can call me as if you can dedicate, if you want to dedicate some time to getting answers, either myself or anyone else in this room will certainly help you. So why don't you hang out with us? I'm ready to go into the reading of the word. And this is something I usually do at the top of the hour of my videos. We read from a book called Radiance Anthology, which is basically a compendium of angel messages that was given to a person who was able to hear angels and experience the spiritual in a way that not many people can. That may sound confusing. I hope not. But just see if you can hear the things that I'm going to be reading. It should go right to your soul. See, in the Oahspe, the creator says that he goes to your soul. That's what he speaks to your soul. So if you're ready to, what's a good word for enlightenment, the enlightenment that brethren are coming under and allowing us to know different mysteries and things like what happens when we cross over into the spiritual, what's happened in history, the creation, and different what's a good word for facts about a lot of the things that the Bible cannot touch on, and about our contemporary reality where we are right now, what is the plan of the Creator for his children right now, where we are going in the near future, what's going to happen, about the creation of the earth, the dissolution of the earth, the stages of the earth. The Creator, he's just opening up the floodgates, because we need this information in order for the Bible to be exposed so that we can come out of deception. That's the important thing, is come out of deception. So anyway, let me see. Groovy says, I feel a little uncomfortable in this new age. You know what? That might be a good thing too. Because it could be that your soul is letting you know that it could be your soul letting you know that, I don't know how to say this, letting you know that you're under a deception. You're dealing with a deception. You know what I mean? So that could be a good thing, a little uncomfortable. I don't want to be comfortable when I'm under deception. So I feel good with you saying that. I just hope that you act on it, though, and just stay with us. And if you want, you can call me, or you can look at other videos of other brethren. Just choose a title that seems to deal with a question that you have in your mind. You got a lot of resources, sis. You got a lot of resources, man, to help with your questions. And I trust you're going to see that the Creator, he's able to separate himself from the religion of man. He's able to do it. So if you don't mind, I don't know, Groovy, what's your name, Groovy? Or I'll just call you Groovy. I'm going to do something called the reading of the word. And I usually go till about quarter till, and then I shut it down. We do something called the soul confirmations. I just hope that, if you want, like I said, you can call me, we can talk, and I'll be more than happy to take my time and answer all, anything that you have for me. Or if you want to join with one of the sisters in the chat here, maybe you're more comfortable talking to a sister. I'm sure they wouldn't mind either. So it's up to you. So let me see. Let me catch up on the chat. Let me see. ASNAT says, no, this is not a new age. Yeah. Well, I think I know what she means. We are looking at the Cosman era, where if a faithist considered anything to be a new age, they would identify with what we're in now, called the Cosman era, which is the beginning of spirituality that happened in the 1800s. So that's a long story. We're in a new era in that sense, the Cosman era. We're looking forward to the next event called Cosman Day, which, among other things, is a reunification between the spiritual and the earthly, which is otherwise known as the kingdom of light to come, where we experience what the earth would call like miracles, making inanimate objects sing and dance. In that sense, you could say it's like a new age. We know that Pluto has now gone into Aquarius, representing a change in our reality, most notably manifesting by way of increased technological advancements. But even those things, I think, do not even compare with power from on high that the Creator is going to visit upon his people. Now, I could be wrong, but the power from on high that the Creator seems to say that he is going to visit upon his sons and daughters, I don't see anything in the earth that can compare with that. I mean, you're talking about healings, of diseases and sicknesses. You're talking about spiritual wisdom combined with earthly wisdom. I mean, we don't even know what that means. These are things that the Oahspe is telling us is on the horizon. See, the Bible cannot touch on. The best that the Bible can do is lead us to deity worship. It points us to a deity that even the most devout scholars, even the most devout in this day, in this day and age, it's a shame what's being done to the Bible. I mean, it's a terrible shame. And I think the creator is behind it. There's one story I could talk to you about the deception of the Bible. I'll give you one story. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to the reading. That's all right, though. There's one funny story that makes me laugh, but it shows you the deception that's in the Bible. I mean, I'm going to get started. It's so many things coming to my mind right now. Now, one of the stories, let me see. I don't even know. She might have gotten off lunch break anyway. So, Groovy, are you still there? She might have went back to lunch. Back to work. So then I'll skip the story and just go to the reading. Let me see. Give her a couple seconds. See if she might have went back to work. So, okay, we can go into the reading for now to the end of the video then. So, yeah, she said she was on lunch. So, all right. So let's go ahead and just do the reading then. The name of the video is Knock and It Shall Be Open. Knock and it shall be open. So I've got to bring that up, but let me bring it up right now. And my spirit is, she's still here. Oh, okay. Well, I better be quick then, because your lunch is probably going to be about up. Okay, let me share this story with you real quick about and it has to do with now scholars, and I think that this has been happening for a while now. They are really starting to expose the Bible. And I think it's the creator that's opening their wisdom to show the deception that's called the Bible. Okay, you still here? All right, so let's look at a story. All right. And it's kind of funny. That's why I like to share it. Now, this particular story, let's find it first. And the pigs ran down the hill into the Sea of Galilee, King James Version. Okay, now, you probably remember this story right here. Now, I like to point it out because and you can go online. I don't even have to go into this story. You can go online and just type in like disputations about the Bible. Or there's one YouTube page called The Fifth Kind. The Fifth Kind. I better type that in. Where they are showing you, one of the things that they really are blessing people with is showing you how I forget. It shows you that the Old Testament God, I forget. It has something to do with how the Old Testament God, the problems, I'll just say it like that. The problems presented by what the New Testament calls the Old Testament God. There are many gods and lords and angels. And so first, let me put this title into the chat where you could type this in YouTube and just pick out a video that sounds good to you. Now, that's the name of the channel right there. It's called The Fifth Kind. And he does a great job of talking about the deception of the God of the Old Testament. Does an incredible job because none of us want to be in deception. Now, let me go to the story of, and I think he was the one that taught me this, okay, that I'm going to share with you right now. And I like to refer to it because it makes me laugh, but it also makes a point. Now, you probably heard of this. I'm trying to find the account that I want here. Now, you probably, if you read the Bible or you know, Bible class, you probably you probably heard of this account right here. Now, it's called the Demon of the Gadarenes, or the Dead Man of the Gadarenes. Okay, when you look in the Bible and they give the summation of the character, it's called the Dead Man of the Gadarenes, if I'm not mistaken. Let's read, okay? Now, what I'm getting ready to show you here is one of the errors of the Bible, and it shows that it was not under it was that many parts of it were not under a anointing. There are many mistakes. Let's put it that way. Let me see. Mahalia's got a link in here as well, so I don't know what that link is going to. So, Groovy, you can, that link right there, you can check it out. Now, let me try to be fast because I don't know how much longer you have on lunch break. Okay, now, here's the story. I'm going to pick it up in the 5th verse right here. Or maybe no, that's not what I want. Let me read for a second. It's been a little while since I talked about this. So let me try to find that verse. Find the account. Just bear with me 1 second. Okay, start in verse 28. Okay, I'm gonna move kind of fast because I don't know how you know how much time you got left. So in verse 28, it says, and when he was come to the other side of the country, the Gergesenes, just talking about the narrative, the story in the New Testament, where the Jesus of the New Testament, it says that he was come to the other side of the country, the Gergesenes, and there met him 2 possessed with devils, coming out of the tombs, exceeding fierce, so that no man might pass by that way. Verse 29 says, they behold him, saying, what have we to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of God? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time? Now, I should say that I don't believe that the Jesus Christ of the New Testament ever existed. Groovy. I do not believe that now. And I can't go into why at this time. I believe there were 2 or 3 Jesus Christ historically, though, and that the one of the New Testament is a compilation of the historical whom the world would call Jesus Christ. I hope that makes sense. I don't want to confuse you. So it says, and behold, they cried out, saying, what have we to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of God? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time? Now, let me read verse 28 again, because I think I skipped over it. It says, and when they were come to the other side of the country, the Gergesenes, there met him a man possessed with devils, coming out of the tombs, exceeding fierce, so that no man might pass by that way. In verse 29, it says, and behold, they cried out, saying, what have we to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of God? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time? Verse 30 says, and there was a good way off from them a herd of swine feeding. Verse 31, so the devils besought him, saying, if thou cast us out, suffer us to go into the herd of swine. Verse 32, it says, and he said to them, go. And when they were come out, they went into the herd of swine, and behold, the whole herd of swine ran violently down a steep place into the sea, and perished in the waters. Okay. And then it goes on. Now, the point that I want to point out, what's the Creator is allowing to be done to the Bible now, is he's raising up people who are pointing out the errors of the Bible. Now, this is just one of them right here. Now, they were in a place called the Gergesenes right here. And that has a couple of different names. And then they point out that they were near this sea right here. See, now I don't want to be confusing, but this sea right here is the Sea of Galilee. Okay? The Sea of Galilee. Now, what I have to do now is go to a map. Let me go to a map. Okay. Make sure I'm sharing. Sea of Galilee. Okay. Now let me find a good map. Sea of Galilee. And it's not letting me, it's fighting me. Okay. So here we got the Sea of Galilee right here. All right. You should be able to see that pretty good. Sea of Galilee. Now, Gergesenes, the Gergesenes, it went by a couple of different names. Gergesenes. It had a couple of different names. Now, see, this is where I would have to go online. I can't remember the other. There's another name for the Gergesenes, and it's near the Sea of Galilee. But the only problem is that it's 31 miles away from the Sea of Galilee. Now that means that, let me go back to the account. Let's go back to the account real quick. It says, there is a man, he was possessed. Devils. The devils, Jesus tells them to come out of the man. It says, and there was a good way off from them a herd of swine. So they go into the swine. It says, Jesus said to the swine, go. And when they came out, they went into the herd of swine. The devils go into the herd of swine. It says the whole herd of swine ran violently down a steep place into the sea and perished in the waters. Now, what scholars did is they measured. Now, I can't find, I'm looking for where the Sea of Galilee, or not the Sea of Galilee, but where the Gergesenes, there's another name for it, and I'm forgetting right now what that name is, but it's here on the map somewhere. It's escaping me right now. Now, the only point that I'm trying to make is that it was somewhere near the Sea of Galilee where is that it? No, that's not it. Capernaum. They were somewhere in this area over here. You see, I don't know if you can see my cursor, to the right of the Sea of Galilee. And the place where they were at was, according to the document, it was 31 miles away from the Sea of Galilee. You see that? Sea of Galilee right there. So the herd, it says they ran down a cliff. They ran down a hill or a mountain that was higher than Mount Everest. The only problem here is I can't remember what the name of the the substitute name for Gergesenes is where they were at. Oh, I'm not showing you the map. I can't remember at this time where that spot was where they were. But if the Bible is true, that spot where they were was 31 miles high away from the Sea of Galilee, meaning it was higher than Mount Everest. It says that they were, that's where I need the, let me see. There are some accounts here. When you read this account, it says they were near a cliff. They ran down a cliff. That's what's missing from this account right here. It says that when the demons went into the herd of swine, it says the whole herd ran violently down a steep place into the sea. You see that? That little phrase right there, that would have meant that that steep place was 31 miles high. That's taller than Mount Everest, and ran into the sea. There is no place in Israel that is 31 miles high. There is no place in Israel. I mean, the whole dimensions is like what, 25 miles across, maybe 30 miles from north to south, you know. There is no landmark in the whole land of Israel that is 31 miles high. Now, I cannot remember the name of the Gergesenes. There's another one of these is another name for the Gergesenes. And it doesn't surprise me at all that I can't find that on this map. I would understand why they don't want that type of information to come out. Here's the Sea of Galilee. And over in this area is where they were, over to the right, where my cursor is going around. The pigs were cast out, and it says they ran down a steep hill, and that hill would have had to have been, based on where they were geographically speaking, that hill would have had to have been 31 miles high. And there is no landmark in Israel that is that high. Okay. Now I'm just that, you know, I went and took the I took the long way around in explaining that. Now that's just one of many issues that scholars are pointing out, showing the problems of the Bible. Another one is that there are no historical confirmations of the youth of Jesus Christ. There's no corroborating accounts of his youth. In other words, they cannot point out where, eyewitness accounts of where he was raised, like of Nazareth. There are no corroborating accounts. See, we assumed these things. So I took a little while. I mean, I hope that I'm just I hope that you can see the lunacy of some of the things that we have been taught. We just assumed that they were true, but when the beauty of scholars, some scholars, is that they can point out like those types of geographical mistakes when they are trying to determine the validity of the things that are supposed to have been written by an infallible source. So I gave the name of that video channel that I learned this from on YouTube. It's called The Fifth Kind. And this was just one of the things that they taught me. that shows that not only do you see this account very problematic, but there are many, many other accounts where another one, when they talked about how Moses, if he knew the creator, and Moses knew the creator, then how come when he was at remember the bush that was burning, but it was not consumed? How come he didn't know that was, how come he didn't know that he didn't know who that was behind the burning of that bush? He didn't know who that was. He said, remember, he said, who are you? He saw the bush, it was burning, he went up to it. The voice said, take off your shoes or something like that. You're standing on holy ground. And Moses said, who are you? And he would have known who that was, but he didn't know. And these are just other facts that many scholars are pointing out, showing the problematic nature of the Bible. And there are many, I mean, it's almost like old news now, so far as the problems, the translations, the compilations, the way that the Bible is compiled. So anyway, that's just one that I thought was a good example, is the impossibility of an event that they said took place in the Bible. There would have to be a mountain 31 miles high in order for that account to be true, where they went from them swine, they ran from a certain part of the city down to that sea, and the sea was 31 miles away. If they were on a cliff, that cliff would have to be 31 miles downhill, and that would mean that it's bigger than Mount Everest. So I just thought that was an interesting thing that they have found, and that's not all. I mean, I think the Creator is allowing that type of information to come out to help brethren come out from under that type of deception. So anyway, I don't know if the sister is still there, Groovy, but it's just one thing that I wanted to share with you, that it should make somebody think and look and want to know, what else is it that is in there that's, that's Bible. What else is there that is a deception? And the biggest one for me is the lack of historical proof that Jesus Christ even existed. I mean, it's an amazing thing that is bound to stumble, really, the world. So anyway, I think that I don't know. I probably took a long time. The sister had to go back to work, and so anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do the soul confirmations right now. Looking for the name of that city, man. There's another name for that city. Another name for the Gergesenes. There's another name for the Gergesenes, and it's 31 miles away. And the account we read said that they ran down a hill. That means that if they started at, let's say, this place here, Kenaf, and it was on a hill they were on, because the swine ran down the hill 31 miles. If Kenaf is 31 miles away from the Sea of Galilee, and they were on a hill, on a cliff, that would have to be the size of Mount Everest in order for that account to be true. I don't know. That's funny. It's sad because it seems like the power behind the Bible, they know that people won't check, that people don't have the ability, the wherewithal to flesh out these types of things, look at the minor facts like that to see if they're true. I know I didn't. I just trusted that the things that we read, it must have been looked at to see whether they were true, must have been researched. After all, we talking about God. So these things, they must have looked at them and checked them out, and it must be true. And the whole world think like that. The whole world thinks like that. It's even the same way today. We making these claims about what the Oahspe is saying about, one of the big things is, who the creator is and who God is. And it's like people have been so dumbed down. They've been so jaded that they can't even care much anymore. Can't even care much about trying to find the truth of the creator, trying to learn what our reality is all about, and spiritual grades and ascending. And, people are just too beaten up spiritually to care much anymore, except for brethren who, like Faithus, who are able to still attain to the creator's voice, even though we've been under all this deception. All this deception. I don't know. I just find it amazing. So anyway, brethren, let's go ahead and do the soul confirmation. It's time for the end of the video. Creator, thank you for the opportunity to share what we shared tonight on video. I didn't do a great job. I wish I'd have done better in explaining the fallacy of the Bible and some of the accounts in it. But other brethren are doing it better than I can, and I give thanks for that. And in all cases, you're exposing that we have come to the end of this deception and the end of false gods and the rulership of men over other men and the kingdom of light, the advent of the kingdom of light. Now that we are in the cosmic era, we anxiously await Cosmic Day, which is reunification of the spiritual with the earthly and the true brotherhood of man and the end of conflicts and diseases. And so we anxiously await that, Creator. The 25th is only a few days away, and it represents a cosmic event. And I pray, Creator, that is the start of Cosmic Day. I'm well aware that it may not be, but I pray that you would give some sort of encouragement to the faithless to help us to endure our reality, redeem the time, and to continue in faith as we await the manifestation of a Cosmic Day and the end of the corrupt, bloody kingdom of the present reality. We pray that you raise the global consciousness of the world through the Creator, knowing that that's the only way that we're going to be able to live and be in harmony with one another. So, Creator, thank you again for the opportunity to share with my brethren and the sister that came in. I pray that if she gets in contact with me or whoever she gets in contact with, that you anoint whoever so that we can speak to her and show her in your word that the deception in the world is real, and that she may learn to redeem the time and come out of darkness. I just pray, Creator, that not only will you show the sister, but you have her come back and testify that the darkness is real and the deception, the beast kingdom, is real, and people are being devoured every day. And currently, your people, your sons and daughters, we are experiencing very little ability to deliver brethren who are coming out of that darkness, or at least witnessing it. It's a very low response to the things that we're trying to share with brethren and sisters. So, Creator, thank you again this video. And brethren, let's go ahead and do the soul confirmations, and then I'm gonna close the video. I don't think, hey, Groovy, are you still here or are you at work? Sister probably went back to work. I took a long time trying to explain that. I gotta whittle it down. I got bogged down trying to find the name of that city. If I could have just found the name, oh, you know what? Let me see real quick. Give me a second. Let me see something, brother. Let me see if I can do it. Is there another name for the Gergesenes in the Bible? Courtesans. Are there substitute names in the Bible for the city called Gerdanes? Sens. Oh, shoot. Is there a substitute name in the Bible for Gergesenes? Oh, I ain't never going to be able to fly with this. Let's see. Try it one more time. Different names for the Gerganeses. A different name for Gergesene is Gadarenes. Okay. Now, where's Gadarenes on the map? Is there another name for Gadarenes on the map? Now, what is it doing giving me my address? Come on, man. Gadarenes. Gadarenes, Jerusalem. Oh, she's still here. Oh, I didn't see that. I was looking at the screen. Gadarenes, Jerusalem. Gatherings. See, Asenath's got something. She said it's on the eastern shore of the Sea of Galilee. Oh, okay. It's on the eastern shore. Okay, here we go. Eastern shore. That's east, right? Yeah, that would be east. Now, where's Gadarenes at? Because the last pig would have, from the time of the New Testament Jesus, and if that hill, if they ran down that steep cliff, that means the last pig would have made it yesterday at 4:00. He would have finally made it down that hill if that hill was as big as Mount Everest. It was 31 miles away from the Sea of Galilee. She said it's on the eastern shore of the Sea of Galilee. Now, this would be east, right? That's east. I wonder if it's Tiberias. How far away is Tiberias from the Sea of Galilee? How far is Tiberias from the Sea of Galilee? Distance between, okay, that's 10 kilometers. That's 6 miles. So that's not it. That's not it. So it's another city then that's equivalent to Gadarenes. Wait a minute. Is that the west side or is this the east side? This would be the east side then, wouldn't it? Over here. That would be the east side. This is the east side. Now, where is Gadarenes at? What's another name for Gadarenes? I can't find it. Gadarenes. I can't find it. It would be 31 miles away from the Sea of Galilee. Let me see. Asenath got something. It says the name is derived either a lakeside village, Gergesa. How about Gergesa? Gadara. Where's Gadara at? Here, let's see. Where's Gadara? City of Gadara in Israel. Gadara is located in Jordan. Okay, what does the map say? Where's the map? Where is Gadara? Where? 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 Oh, did I mess up, Elizabeth? Okay, hold on a second. Let me I messed up. Okay. Thanks, Elizabeth. Okay, now where is Gadara? It's 31 miles away from the Sea of Galilee, and it's another name for Gadarenes. It's another name for Gadarenes. Now, where's the Sea of Galilee here? So, Sea of Galilee, that's up here. But where in the hell is the name of that? Where's Gadara? Or give me anything. Gadara? Where? I can't see it. I can't see anything. I don't see nothing even close. Where the hell? Shoot, man. I can't find it. It's, oh man, I got to give up. I hate to give up like that. I want to know where this at for future reference. I can just say, okay, the Bible says they were here. Here's the Sea of Galilee. That means that from this point to that point is 31 miles. There's no landmark in Israel that is, it would have had to have been on a cliff, because remember it says they ran down a hill. That means they were on a high place. That high place would have to be 31 miles high. That's higher than Mount Everest. Before, Elizabeth said, zoom in. Okay. I can't do that too much. Let me see. That is the east side, right? That's the east side. See, I'm going to be up all night looking for that now. I'm going to find that. I'm going to find it. Yeah, I'm going to find it tonight, brother. I'm going to look for it on my own. I ain't holding nobody else. I ain't going to hold nobody up trying to look for that. I just wanted to show, okay, this is where they were at. It says that the pigs, they ran down a hill. This is where they were at. Here's the Sea of Galilee. So if it was a hill and there's no landmark, and the hill would have had to been 31 miles up, and it would have to be a mountain in Israel, 31 miles up in the air, going down to the Sea of Galilee. And it's like the Creator, he made them put that little account. He made them phrase that account in the New Testament to show them that it was a lie. It says, and he said unto them, go. And when they were come out, they went into the herd, and behold, the whole herd of swine, they ran violently, down a steep place into the sea. They ran violently down a steep place, and they perished in the waters. That's the Sea of Galilee. Okay, I can't hold people up, man. That's not right. Let's do the soul confirmation so I can go ahead and close video. Thank you, brethren, for your help. Let me see. Let me catch up real quick on the chat. Asan says, I keep telling people the East in the Bible is Asia, not the Middle East. Yeah, you got to be right, sis. Places like Istanbul, not that little strip over there. You see. Happy born day to Nazarene Essene Faithis. Today's his born day, brethren. The brother came into the world today, 58, 59. How old are you, Nazarene? 50. Let me take a guess. Nazarene, let me see before he puts it up. Let me see. Nazarene is what? How old is he? How old are you? 58? 58. Okay, brother might not be there. Happy born day, bro. All right. The soul confirmation is my soul abides serene. So let's say that 3 times. I'll go ahead and close the video. All right. My soul abides serene. Ready? 1, 2, 3. My soul abides serene. Again, 1, 2, 3. My soul abides serene. One more time. 1, 2, 3. My soul abides serene. And that's it, brethren. Get that vortex in ourselves. Keep it going. Put it out in the world. Ask the Creator for Advent of Cosmin Day, the 25th of January. I understand it may very well come and go, but I'm allowed to ask anyway. I'm allowed to hope for it. Yaffa, what are you doing here? Coming in all late like that. Good to see you, though. Are we closing up now? So, Creator, I pray Cosmin Day that the alignment coming up on the 25th of January, that it may mean something. We realize it may not, but I pray it does, that you will increase the global consciousness of the world, because we are digressing. We are shedding even more blood than we ever have, and we don't care anything about women, about children, and nobody is sacred. Nobody at all, for the sake of materialism and money. Creator, we just want to see you glorified. We want to see the kingdom. We want to see the light kingdom where men are brethren, a true brotherhood. We want to end to the ways of man. We pray for a move on your part to increase the consciousness of yourself in the earth, and pray for any brethren here who have an affliction or they have a prayer request, that you might grant those things as well, and that we would testify, that brethren would come on and testify of a move on your part that blessed her soul. Thank you for the sister that came in. I pray that you could gift me with a good anointing, where if she contacts me, or she contacts anybody, that we can talk to her and just show her and be able to answer her questions, but not try to proselytize her, and let her just decide for herself what's right. So, Creator, thank you again for this video. My brethren coming and having fellowship, and pray you go with us now as we depart and come back again tomorrow according to your will. And so thank you. And in your name, we give thanks and praise. So let it be. All right, brethren, thank you for joining me. So tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, if you're able to make it. And so let's be on the lookout. Hopefully, a lot of things going on. Pray that the Creator will hear our prayers, that he'll increase the consciousness of himself in the world, because we need it, man. So again, brethren, thank you for joining me. And until we meet again, peace be unto you. Shalom.